Hello, everybody. This is another one of those recorded games that nobody watches. And I suppose I should say, Yar, landlubbers. We're playing some Spelljammer now. And we're joining our friends, a bunch of Warforged, and one captive Genasi on board a spelljamming ship, a classic spelljamming ship called a Hammerhead. So our characters are Rort, M4RC, called Mark to his friends, and Duncan with Bark, Rack Stratham. So we rejoin. I'm not going to recap the last episode because it was basically just, we found a ship and we've got new characters now, and some other characters left. And we have repaired the ship, and we are now taking flight, or ready to take flight, from the bark plane of Yggdrasil to go wherever you wish. And you have a holographic pilot with you as well, an autopilot. What was the name of the autopilot? Do you guys remember?
GLaDOS.
Steve or something?
Steve.
Yeah.
Short for Stevedore Unit. And so things of note is that the ship is not life support worthy, unless probably the only place which is suitable for the Genasi is down in the holding cell, which is relatively sealed off behind a bulkhead, but there's a limited amount of air. And the helm is not set to replenish the air because they didn't think they'd have any biological life forms along with them. Also, there is something locked away in three sealed chambers, vaults in the ship's hold that you don't have access to. And also you have no memory of what was inside it. Also, you have no memory of where Steve is programmed to go. But Steve is keen to get going. He says we're very late. 500 years late.
We should go, but someone should keep an eye on the sword. I will find Alpha 5 and have him stay up here.
Do you mention the sword to Steve?
I've mentioned the sword. If Steve's around, then he would have heard it, yeah.
Steve says, what sword?
The sword on the deck.
Oh, is that the damage I'm registering up the front in the ram prow?
I would assume.
Can you repair? Do we have supplies to repair that portal?
I believe
Portal.
that...
Porthole. Sorry.
I want to do a quick run of the ship. Can I find any repair materials?
You can. Yeah, there is actually repair porthole material in the form of a spray.
Can we get Steve to uncommandeer himself?
Steve says, sorry, I'm tied to the helm right now.
I'll happily fix the damage that we have on our ship. Roar's going to go and repair the damage. I think it was just like a scrape along the floor from the sword.
Mm-hmm. The sword's been embedded in the deck, surrounded by coins and jewels.
You yanked it out of there.
Yeah, I
so you
believe
go up and grasp
but
the
he
sword.
wasn't able to get it out.
Last session, we pulled it out.
Did you?
Yeah, remember we tested it to see if the barrier
He pulled it out, but he didn't pull it out of the barrier.
Okay. I thought you picked up a coin.
It was stuck in the barrier. You couldn't pull it out of there.
Yeah, okay. That is true. It's still stuck.
I guess I just brush aside the coins and repair the hole in the deck.
Sure. Bit of gaffer tape.
It fixes everything.
Yeah.
Right. I begin looking for Alpha 5.
Okay.
I haven't seen the carnage down there, so.
Right. Yeah. So essentially, you find no other crew aside from yourselves. They're all gone.
Gone.
There's a cup of cold oil sitting on one of the tables.
This is distressing. Unfortunate. I will go back to my chair. I'll go back to my chair and I'll sit down. And I will not. No, I'll go up to Duncan and I'll ask him. So you and your friend the Genasi, where do you hail from?
It's Sigil.
Ah, would you like for us to take you back there?
Not really, no.
Oh. Well, just in case you are interested.
I mean, she might.
Just in case you are interested, we have had some recent openings on the ship. It was a joke, because there was a sword in the... Never mind.
Ooh. Very clever, you.
And if you wish, we always welcome more Warforged. Only Warforged.
Can you get Steve
Mark,
to tell me
Warforged
about
racist.
his mission parameters? Or can you take manual control?
I cannot.
Steve shouts down, "You can't take manual control. I'm just saying that I'm tied into the chair."
Apparently I can.
Sorry, your comms aren't open. It's the button that the cup's resting on.
So, I'm gonna go take a look and see if I can figure out where we're going, where we're headed.
Sure. The easiest way is just to ask Steve.
Steve, where are we headed?
Oh, sure. I'll show you, mate. Here. And he
Mate! I'll show you, mate!
he casts minor illusion and creates a hologram of your destination, which is a mini domed citadel of quite opulent splendor, with what looks like sweeping ramps going up in curves to higher levels of ziggurats and domes. On top of a, it's all in sort of blue, so it's hard to see what the color is, but it looks like a rocky crag, which is on the shore of some sort of a slow undulating ocean.
Okay.
And there are flickers of flames all over the place. And the label says
is...
City of Brass.
Oh, fuck. Alright, well...
Could you ask him about the cargo manifest? He doesn't listen to me.
Steve,
I am listening to you. The comm's still open.
Steve,
Yeah, I'm right here. Eyes are right
what
here,
he
dude.
said. What he said.
Oh, the cargo manifest.
Yes.
I know what its tonnage is. I don't know what it is.
Interesting. And do you recall who gave us this job?
The Combine.
And its tonnage?
It's 4 tons.
That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. I think it might be liquid.
Hmm.
Either that or it's a solid mass. Or a lump of metal.
It could be a great number of things.
Could be precious metals.
Rort is going to head on up to the top deck. Are we flying at the moment?
Not yet. You haven't commanded Steve to take off.
It's going to do one last perimeter sweep around the ship. Make sure that there's no obstructions.
Looks fine.
I'm gonna do a diagnostic on like, make sure like nothing was damaged, computer-wise and Steve-wise. I guess it would be an Arcana check,
Sure.
and if everything's
Yes,
all good,
Hey, careful with
I
those
would like
valves,
to
pal.
assist.
and if, sorry,
Would like to assist.
no, I was asking AJ what he said.
Oh, Steve goes, hey, careful with those valves, pal.
Right.
You're messing
So,
around with the business.
I guess advantage from
Yep.
Duncan. All right. It's a natural 18 plus.
Yeah, that's fine. Steve appears to have significant
More
memory
than
loss.
Okay.
Namely because there is a bunch of termite-type creatures inside his memory crystal bank, which have chewed away the casing of two of them, which has fallen out and gone dark.
I would like to try and get rid of them.
I'll
They
produce
have a
my
small
trusty
cottage.
queen head.
They have a small cottage and a plantation of tiny corn. One of them's driving a tiny tractor.
They're sentient.
That's adorable. Can we keep them?
This is Yggdrasil,
Can we-
dude.
And we move them to another location.
They demand to see the authorities.
We are the
I've had
authorities
this
here.
plot for 300 years, man.
I am warning you that when we take flight, you will not be able to breathe.
Then you cannot take flight.
Says who?
Sorry, let us introduce. We're the Waltons. We've been living here on a Diode Mountain for 300 years. We're 16th generation farmers.
That is incredible. How have you managed to do such thing? And that is besides the point. We
Well,
must.
this stuff around
must-
these crystal spires is incredibly rich fertilizer. We've been
We
mixing
must
it with
be
bark.
off. And you are impeding our Steve's memory.
What's Steve?
Steve is the being that you have taken home in.
This is all a bit of a shock.
You are killing him. How do you feel? I hope you are ashamed.
It's not a good feeling.
I'm
To
going
make
to
up
have to
for it.
report you to the proper authorities.
To make up for it, you could leave and find home elsewhere. And I'll take out 2 gold and I'll just plop it down, and it's just like half their house. And I'll be like, here, take this, find passage, and go elsewhere.
So I come back on deck and I see Mark shoving coins inside of a console unit.
He's having a conversation with these little termites who are like packing up duffel bags and stuff,
How big,
loading up a cart and
how big is this? Is the
being pulled
space?
along by a cockroach. Oh, they're tiny. They're like,
But like their whole
half
farm,
an inch.
their whole
They're-
farm. How much space does it take up?
It's well, all of the acreage makes up about a foot.
Okay,
It's truly
I
incredible.
begin
really,
constructing a
if you think about
diorama with the same dimensions as the space that they were in.
Sure.
it. Life
Could you-
is amazing.
We can leave. Honestly, honestly, gigantic and terrifying.
No. I'm going to construct an ant farm. Put them in there.
You're gonna construct an ant farm
I'm
and
gonna
make a
construct
YouTube
it.
channel out of it. You'll make millions.
So give me an Arcana check to construct an actual little contained microcosm with life support for these creatures.
Oh, me?
I will assist.
Okay. It's going to be terrible, so I better get assistance. That's a natural 1 with a negative 1 modifier.
You had advantage.
That's a natural 5 with a negative 1 modifier.
I would be able to observe just how much this isn't going to work.
So one of them dies as soon as you put them in the enclosure from the solvent that you're using is toxic to them. And they go... and they wave feebly at you to get them out of there.
How is your new hospice doing, little ones?
I pull them out, put a little stick in there, stick and grab on it.
So they crawl out. Unfortunately, they lose one of their cockroach pack horses, which had the wagon tied up to it.
I feel...
They go, Nelly!
I am terribly sorry for your loss.
We'll pray to the Great One for her. And for Auntie Jo.
Oh, I wanted
Shall we commit any more hubris, or
Just honestly, thank you for your efforts. Can you leave us some of the crystal casing stuff, because that's amazing fertilizer. We should be okay. We'll load up a cart with that and trade it with.
Is that important for us?
any corrupted data banks?
Yeah.
Just get to them.
Can I find...
Well, we
can I
might be
find,
able to restore that.
Can I find some replacement or subsidiary casing that I can give to them? As opposed to original?
You can spare 1 square centimeter of it, which fills their cart to the brim.
Okay, I give them the auxiliary.
And they say,
And I guess I take them outside and put them on the ground.
They say, thank you. If you're back this way again, our people are called the Neebs.
The Neebs. Noted.
Thank you, gigantic, scary being. We'll miss her.
We are not that scary if you get to know us.
Well,
and I reach my hand down and I say, I reach my hand down towards them and I say, my name is M4-RC.
We are terrifying. Flee.
But you and my friends just call me Mark.
They're already gone. They're chasing after their cockroach, which freaked out and scurried off, kept taking the cart with it.
It is unfortunate. Oops.
A hawk spirals out of the sky. Okay. Steve says, they were living inside my memory crystals.
It appears
Yes.
so.
That explains a lot of things that I don't remember. Lucky I didn't fumigate.
That is probably for the best. So, Steve, let us be off.
All right. Initiating vengeance.
I need to go talk to Elia. Okay, then.
Don't worry, you can talk to her through the door. Just yell.
Elias sitting cross-legged and cross-armed in the
So Elia feels a distinct impression that the ship is now in motion.
He's still waiting for her apology.
We're going to the Brass Citadel. City of Brass.
We're going where?
To go there, but whatever.
This is not what I wanted. What do you
I
mean
can
we're going to
throw
the
you
Rust City?
overboard. Those are your two choices.
Overboard where? Onto
And you
this
have
tree
to decide
place?
very
I want to go back to Sigil.
You do know how to get from the City of Brass to Sigil.
Oh, Duncan, you're definitely making me mad now.
This wasn't my decision. I mean, knocking you out and tying you up was my decision, but I stand by it.
I'm gonna roll for it. I want to go overboard. Leave me on this tree place.
We are not on the tree place any longer. By the way, you should probably turn off comms down there if you wanted privacy.
You've got control of the comms because the cup is still resting on the button.
I pick up the cup.
All right.
I would assume it's taking off very slowly because it hasn't done so in 500 years.
Oh no, he's ripping out of the atmosphere of Yggdrasil. He's about to hit leaf cover.
All right, well, never mind. You don't have a choice.
Aylia's just going to be very mad and continue fuming in her cell.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw from Alia?
Pretty good at that. Oh, let me look up her sheet. That's 11 plus.
Okay,
5,
so she's not currently
16.
airsick.
Quickly, let's upscale the termite habitat.
I guess it's probably best that we didn't instantly leave and that I actually checked before we committed
Who knows
genocide.
what else is on board the ship that you never suspected was there?
I mean,
It's been resting there for 500 years.
it's fine.
Oh, nice blinky.
It's
It's a throw. So you take off, and slowly but surely the ship begins to leave the atmosphere of Yggdrasil. It takes the better part of a day, at which point the light seems to diminish, and the ship starts to pick up speed as it starts to leave the atmosphere and starts to move out into what passes for wild space, but is actually the border of this transitive plane. Comms flick on, and Steve says, "It's going to be a bit bumpy."
Steve, I know you like doing the voice, but it makes it very difficult for us to hear you. Please speak normally.
Oh, come on! I like doing the.
Very well. I will
Thanks, mate.
acquiesce.
Would you like to listen to any music or anything while we travel?
Play my playlist. And Girls Just Want to Have Fun starts playing. This is my favorite one. It was from planet CI59.
What have I gotten myself into?
Video gets copyright strike from me singing Cyndi Lauper badly. Oh, girls just want all your revenue.
So I'm sitting in my chair jamming out. I'm sending you a message in DMs.
Okay.
Rort is going to go check out those 3 vaults.
Mm-hmm.
and see if he can see anything on them that might be like a signature, maybe some chemical residue, maybe some notes, a name.
Duncan will accompany him.
Okay, so you head down to the vaults.
And also the locking mechanism, how it works.
It's sealed from the inside.
How big are they?
Oh, they're quite big. So let's see. I'll just pull up the map thingy that I have of Spelljamming sheet. Let's see, there's the main image. I've got a floor plan of one somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to upload a Hammerhead ship
Schematic.
schematic.
So while they're all doing this, I'm gonna go down to the workshop and I'm gonna begin construction on a new item. There is a fabrication. There's a fabrication room, right? Fabrication room.
Well, I've just uploaded the
Okay.
schematic there. I'm going to upload some more images that give you a better view.
There we go. Ah, damn it! Every time. How long do you think something like that would take to make?
Well, you got plenty of time.
All right. And it doesn't even need to do the secondary effect. I just needed to do the first effect of breathing normally in any environment.
Well, therein lies the trick.
We'll give our viewers at home a chance to have a look at it. It's gonna...
You could possibly share screen.
There you go. Good enough, I guess.
Or just
I'll
when
post a link in the notes.
edit, or just edit it in whenever you're doing the editing.
Yeah, I'll just I'll pop up a schematic around about now.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about I thought Jada was the one doing the editing.
Okay, so there's nothing on the outside of these chambers that looks like any sort of evidence. There's no scratch marks. There's no chemical residue. There's no names. No words.
Arcane
No.
signatures.
Well, there are arcane signatures. So the hold is actually like a big space down below to give you some idea of the scale. There's a person standing there. You can see that image.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the vaults are inside there.
Oh, that's freaking massive.
Yeah, it's massive.
And it's just the three of us piloting it.
So it's like a 20-foot wide. It's very long. You could play a game of football down there.
Yeah.
Maybe lacrosse.
We could play a game of football down there if any of us understood how to play football.
Yeah, that would be hilarious watching Warforged play football.
Do I know how many crew members normally would man the ship?
So the crew is.
Is it close to like 20 or 25?
I've also got information on that. Somewhere.
Over the Spelljam, we are pie.
I think the crew manifest is as small as like 5. It was in that original image that I shared. Where is that gone? There it is.
So we do need to get more people. Or more Warforged.
Oh well, it'll matter when we get to a spaceport somewhere.
Yeah. So the maximum crew that you could have is it says 24 to 60. So the manifest could be up to 60 people. So you could accommodate 60 people plus 5 catapult crew plus 4 ballista crew. But actually piloting the vessel takes 1 person at the helm, and probably a couple of people just to tell them where they're going.
All good. All right.
Yeah.
Take note of that.
Just don't try anything complicated.
Right.
You will, but hey.
I wanted to do spins. I wanted to spin.
To what? Spin?
I wanted to do a helix.
Well, you'll have to talk to the autopilot about that.
I don't like talking to Steve because he always puts on these weird fucking accents.
Uh-huh.
I go up to Steve and I'll ask him how
Hello.
long until we arrive.
Errol, I'm glad you asked.
What's our vector, Victor?
Right. So he says we should be there if all goes according to plan quite quickly if we pass through the helix.
I go out onto the deck of the ship. What does it look like outside at the moment?
So the Yggdrasil down below has taken on a more tree-like form, and you're seeing that the dimensions of the things just absolutely mind-boggling. So it looks like you're passing over the hemisphere of a world, but it just keeps on going, like a world just got stretched out, and it's covered in a cloud layer of leaves and arcing branches. So it looks like continents or islands floating above a landmass down below, which is dark, dappled with the shade and stuff. And the light seems to be just emanating from somewhere above the branches.
Okay.
But there are no stars or anything like that around you, and you seem to be passing through a misty layer on the outside of the ship, and there is a glimmering rainbow hue which is starting to emanate from above you, and the ship is angling up towards that and picking up speed rapidly.
What were the arcane signatures like?
You can give me an Arcana check.
13.
This looks like primordial.
I can read any language.
They say property of Pasha Ubla. All who breach this vault shall perish in great agonies. and the Ublar is spelt weird. It's two O's in front of the B that are stacked on top of each other to look like an 8 or an infinity symbol. But you can read
Can
it.
I make a history check?
Sure. Rort, do you want to come back inside? We're about to pass through into the helix.
24.
24? 24?
16 plus 8.
Wow. Okay, history check tells you that this is the property of a Marid. In fact, it may even be a Marid, or might be the Marid's luggage or personal property. Hard to say. Marids being the water genies. They're incredibly wealthy and like to collect things, and they're difficult to deal with.
We know another.
You'd think I'd get better at dealing with difficult things.
It's not a Genasi dude, it's a Jinn.
Right.
Same kettle of ballparks.
Same kettle of fucking crazy.
Yeah. So the ship goes and passes through some sort of barrier. There's a flare and an explosion in the helm room. And I need a Constitution saving throw from Alia.
Oh yeah, okay. Nope, that's a 1.
Okay, she has got a lethal dose of radiation poisoning.
Oh, okay.
She's not dead yet, though.
What does that entail then?
That you're going to need healing at some point, some sort of greater restoration spell. Otherwise, you're going to start losing hair and, well, your hair's going to go out, I suppose. You'll lose your teeth and fingernails and start shedding skin, bleeding internally.
And then the hit points start going, and then...
Yeah. In the meanwhile, you suffer from 1 level of exhaustion and you feel like somebody's just microwaved your insides.
She's going to be very angry.
Sure.
She doesn't understand what's going on.
Right. So you did see a lurid glow come down the hallway, and there was a gas that went psh, and it smelt weird.
Okay, well, they're probably going to hear a thunder wave as she attempts to break open the jail cell.
Okay, sure. Let's see. How much damage does a thunder wave do?
3d6, I think.
Roll 3d6.
No, 2d8. Okay.
Oh, okay.
9 points of thundering damage.
No. It rattles the cage, for sure. But it doesn't break the bars.
You hear a loud boom that echoes everywhere, I guess. 300 feet of noise.
Yep. Oh, they certainly hear it.
What was that?
Steve says, "Oh, we just lost one of our fuel rods. I was worried this was going to happen."
Do I know Steve well enough to know if he's joking or not? Or
He's not joking.
oh, very well.
Is one
gonna
fuel
go check
rod
it out.
sufficient?
I'm gonna go
It
check
can
it
get
out.
us to our yes, we can get to the destination.
Like, we lost it as in it's fallen off?
It's vaporized.
Oh.
Oh, your passenger.
Yes.
Then
We're going to need to decontaminate if we're going to deal with any organics. Also, that might be sufficient to actually damage some of your fibers. If you start feeling any weakness in your mobility, you'll need to report to medical. Oh, we don't have a medical officer.
We need to find replacements.
Engineering.
For everything.
No, you can't engineer the wood fibers. Do we have any? Are any of the suspension tanks still working?
I'll go check out the suspension tanks to see if they're still working.
Thank you, engineer.
I'm like an excited child, just checking out all this new shit.
I check out the suspension tanks. How are they looking?
Buggered.
Well, Steve, they are
Precisely
as you
how.
would say, buggered.
So the tanks of fluids and stuff that are supposed to fill these with a sort of gaseous medium are dry, bone dry. They appear to have been harvested by something. There's a little gantry, some dead cockroaches.
Oh.
I would like to investigate where this trail goes.
Okay. So you go down below decks, and somewhere behind the vault is what was a mushroom farm with a complicated irrigation system and some chalky sort of adobe irrigation tanks, which had been feeding them suspension fluid.
All right.
There's a couple of dead neebs down there. Ship has effectively been fumigated of neebs.
Drat.
Well, that's not good. Is there anything I can think of that I could do to kind of replace it?
Rod's going to look through the ship to try and find auxiliary supplies.
Okay. So give me, all of you give me a Constitution saving throw, and also Arcana checks to ad lib.
Constitution, that is going to be a 13.
Nice.
I got a 19.
Very good.
Do one.
How many?
21.
Oh, wow. Okay. Fantastic. You're all fine.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Ali is like...
That's unfortunate. Can we hear her coughing?
You hit the thunder wave.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely warrant an investigation because it sounded like something blew up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. And I just see the door is dented in this like.
It's not damaged at all.
I
Alia is there though.
knock on the door.
He's going to be
And I
very
say,
sickly.
Is everything okay?
She
I
goes,
heard an explosion.
I feel awful. What's going on? And Duncan hasn't apologized to me yet.
I am not sure if you're going to get an apology, but I can assure you that you are probably dying. I'm going to open up the door and say,
What strange sorcery was this?
The Warforged says open up the door.
I make my way out, and immediately Alia's going to try to find Duncan. So, I'm going to wander around the ship.
Okay. So you head...
question, has it been a long enough for us to have had a long rest yet?
No.
No.
Let's see. So let's see. There's the lower bridge helm and chart room, Spelljammer's quarters. So essentially, the stateroom has been taken over by engineering.
Okay.
That's chamber number 8 at the front, underneath the bow of the ship. So that's where Duncan is currently located.
Can I find Duncan then?
Yep. It's easy to hear because you can hear.
I am sure he is having the time of his life.
Duncan!
I follow them.
Okay.
Yes.
Duncan, this place is weird. It's terrible. I feel sick. You haven't apologized to me.
Just kind of look around. I don't think the rest of this ship supports life.
What do you mean, ship? You said it was a flying carpet. I don't remember getting this sick on a flying carpet.
Oh,
I believe it's got you said it's got enough air for like a week, right?
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, Alia. Well, actually, just Alia on board. She could probably live for an extended period of time. She's the only one breathing. The ship carries a bubble of air around it. It's just not replenishing that bubble itself.
Yeah.
And now it's radioactive. I shouldn't laugh.
perhaps we should go above deck so you can understand the scale of our carpet.
Yes, that sounds like a great place you can take me to apologize.
And then I guess we go.
Very well.
Was it wrought or
Mark?
who did Steve tell to come down below decks?
Wrought was on deck, came down below deck.
Okay, so you open up the door and go out onto the main deck. Give me an immediate dexterity saving throw, the both of you.
Alia?
Both.
Okay. Alia.
And Duncan.
Oh,
Oh, that was actually pretty good. It'll be a 21 from Alia.
Nice.
4.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Duncan is overboard right now.
Is there like a...
Good thing I followed them. So
Severe turbulence.
as soon as I see like where he's gone to, I am going to. Oh, what spell was it that I was going to cast? Fuck, I don't have one ready.
Duncan, what's going on? Why did you jump overboard?
Pull on my rope of climbing and direct it toward the ship.
Great. You're back on board. Steve says,
was-
"Oh, bravo!"
A close one.
I do fancy a quality rope. He thinks of the rope he left in the basement,
Of the hag's house.
Spider.
hanging over all the aboleth corpses.
I'm going to nickname you Spider. That can be your ship name.
Excellent.
So Alia is going to be very angry that things are going from bad to worse for her. And
So you're looking out at the Phlogiston Sea,
So it's like
which is a just perpetual rainbow mists as far as the eye can see, and a swirling eddy. You're currently in a flow of it, which is traveling at high speed like a jet stream. So yeah, it's just a streak of color. It's trippy.
As you can probably see, things got a little out of my control.
I don't know where we are, but this isn't Sigil.
Yes, well, maybe you shouldn't have activated the ship. Also, I'm sorry.
Roll for persuasion?
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Shit. 5.
5.
That will do for a start in your apology. Now, what's this thing about going to the City of Brass? That is the last place I wanted to go to.
I'll pipe up and
I'm
I'll say,
aware of
we have a delivery that we must take. You are welcome to join us. I am sure that you will do fine there, given you. And I'll just tilt my head a little bit.
There is a klaxon alert sound.
It's okay, Steve.
Here goes.
We've got you back on board.
Can one of you come and have a look at the navigation? Because I'm just following the path. I can't see what's ahead of me.
I guess Rourt's going to be
Alright,
there first.
sure.
He's not doing anything at the moment.
Yeah, Rourt's like, bip, bip, bip. Scan ahead. There is he gets an image of a dusting of dots up ahead in a orderly sort of like a 12-sided dice in a space that they're about to fly through.
I see a particle array ahead of us. Decadahedron in shape.
Steve says, can you check what its composition is?
Is that a roll from me, or is that...
Just a basic arcana check. A 10 or higher would do. Just pushing the right buttons.
Ooh, got a 12 minus 1.
Nice.
It's 11.
So they're constructed primarily of iron, and they are in motion slightly. There is a bunch of them which are breaking off and heading towards the ship, and they're accelerating as the ship approaches.
Iron composition. Inbound. Several other vehicles.
How big? Sensors say that they are small 4-foot in diameter iron spheres.
Medium-sized obstructions homing in on our position. Impact.
Obstructions don't home in. Those are mines. Those are mines.
Do we have weaponry on board?
No.
Why not? Okay, so
I don't remember.
I'm going to head out to the deck. Can I see them from the
Where
deck?
everyone else
Head
is.
Yeah. So you can go forward to like a porthole and just look out.
Okay. How long before they get to us?
They're almost on you. We're talking like.
Is there a comms
Eldritch
button
blasting
in here?
mines.
Is there a comms
Sorry?
button? Comms button.
Oh yeah. Steve will patch you through.
Okay. You hear a PA announcement of the tannoy. Incoming mines. Brace for impact.
Eldritch blast once they enter 120 feet.
Cool. So you guys see one of these things?
Okay.
Oh.
Literally called an iron sphere. There is 5 of them which are broken off and are zooming in to attack specifically organic targets. So they're going to be zeroing in on Alia's location anywhere on the ship that is not secured.
Okay. Real quick, would I know what these are?
You can give me an arcana check.
Oh, fuck, boy, that's something I'm good at.
I know, it's
that's-
like the word of the day today is arcana check.
That's a 20.
Oh,
It's a 12 plus 8.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're looking at an iron sphere, which is a pretty standard primordial mine, essentially. It's a self-directed animated construct. They can fly. Sorry, they zip along. Hang on. Oh, this one's so technically they can't normally fly, but in the Floater Sim they can. So they head towards an object, then they just basically clonk down onto the internal gravity of the ship, which means that there may be some on the underside of the ship that you can't see. And then they roll along, and they can also burrow through the deck and through doors and things at a rate of 10 feet per round and climb. They are very resistant to damage. Not that strong once you can actually damage them, but they count as a siege object, which means that they will demolish the ship unless you're careful. And they can leap. And they've got an assortment of weapons, blades, pistons, spikes, and they've also got, you've seen them discharge lightning.
And so are they grouped up?
These ones are relatively close together. Yeah, they're sort of 5 foot apart, adjacent.
As soon as they're within 150 feet, I'm going to cast...
Moving in a wedge.
As soon as they're 150 feet, I'm going to cast a fireball on them.
Your ship is predominantly made of wood.
150 feet out?
They're on you already. They're real close.
Oh, okay.
Your ship is... I cannot emphasize enough how fast your ship is going.
Okay, then I'll cast Melf's Minute Meteors around my head, and
Okay, you can make an attack immediately if you wish.
All right. Let me just. I believe I can only cast 2 of them at this point. Yeah, only 2 of them can go out. When you cast and it's a bonus action, so, alright. That's going to be 17 plus my...
You create 6 tiny meteors in your space. They float in the air and orbit you for the spell's duration. When you cast the spell, and as a bonus action on each of your turns thereafter, you can expend 1 or 2 of the meteors, sending them streaking towards point or points you choose within 120 feet of you. Once the meteor reaches its destination or impacts against the solid surface, the meteor explodes. Each creature within 5 feet of the point where the meteor explodes must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature makes or takes 2d6 fire damage. Okay. So what's the DC?
The DC is 16. And I'm sending 2 of them right at them.
That's really good. Okay, so that will actually target 4 of them because they're adjacent to that 5 foot space.
Okay.
Fail, fail. Fail, fail.
So they take 4d6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mediocre. That is.
Did you cast it at a spell slot of 4th or higher?
No, it is level 3. I can only cast level 3 spells.
Then it's 2d6.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's two meteors, so 2d6 each.
Are you targeting? Are you putting? Because that would just be like a couple of them. Do you want to spread out and get as many as possible, or just concentrate all the damage on 2 of the spheres?
I just want to get the front 2.
Okay.
So that's 10 points of damage to the front 2.
All right.
13 to hit on Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Plus, their armor class is 16. So the Eldritch Blast just goes. Pfing! For those of you at home, that was. Pfing!
I'm gonna say on the comms, Rod, get up here.
Rourke begins making his way up to the deck.
Okay.
What does Elia do?
She would Thunderwave anything that came close.
Give me a Thunderwave then, because they're coming right at her.
She's going to do a second level Empowered Thunderwave.
Ooh.
That's a 12.
He's got 2 characters to take care of.
Reroll the 3, and okay, so that's 13 points of thundering damage in a 10-foot cube. No, 15-foot cube in front of her, wherever she can. Once they get close.
That gets all of them.
And then they need to make a Constitution save or be knocked back 10 feet. DC. DC 15.
Okay, so the rearmost 2, because they're coming in a wedge formation, they're fine. The first 3 in the front get knocked back. How much damage do they take?
13 damage or 7 if they've succeeded.
All right. Very good. So they're basically inverted their wedge, and now they're coming in a scoop like this, and they look like they're extending bladed weapons in the form of blades. And they're going to attack Alia. You guys have got one more round before they're in melee.
Okay. Great. So I guess my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm going to take out. So I take out this wand that it has these weird, multicolored orbs spinning all around it, and I take it out and I say, "Well, no time like the present. Let's get wacky." And oh,
For the viewers at
that's-
home, it's a wonder.
That's actually so I got 005. So it casts slow in
Excellent. So you've effectively got a whole other round before they reach their destination.
Yep. And then I'm also going to cast two more of the things at them. So I need.
Do they get a saving throw against the slow?
They do. It's I believe a Constitution saving throw. I wasn't actually trying to cast slow, so I didn't have it pulled up. Let me.
It's a Wisdom saving throw versus the DC.
Oh, it's a Wisdom saving throw. Yeah, it's a Wisdom saving throw versus 16.
16. Jeez. They have no bonus. Once again, the rearmost 2 managed to save against it, and the rear ones on the point again shift forward, and they change into a spike formation again, and the 2 start to accelerate. So Alia's gonna have 2 of them on her as of next round, but the other 3 will be lagging behind, and you get another round to attack them before they arrive.
All right.
Start to do the dirty work.
And can I get that dexterity saving throw for the minute meters? -2 to any that failed.
Okay, only one of them has not failed.
Okay. So that's going to be a total of. It's another 10 points of damage.
Wow.
I need new dice. I'm nothing if not consistent, right?
Yeah.
So I take out this wand and I'm just like, it did something, and then
It
I'm
did.
like,
It was very effective.
Two more.
Money well spent. Okay. Duncan.
I whiff another Eldritch Blast.
Are you doing
Okay.
it the one that's coming in fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, so because they're slowed, they have a -2 to their AC, just so you know. So you might have hit.
It still doesn't hit anything.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you. -2 AC.
And they also can't use their reactions. And on its turn, it can use a action or a bonus action, but not both. And it
Okay.
can't take more than one melee attack.
Okay.
I just kind of take a few steps back away from Alaya.
Okay. What, to make sure that you don't get covered in the blood, which is sure to come flying out of here at any second?
Potentially.
Because it slices, it dices, it juliennes. Alia, you have one more attack before this thing is on you.
I'm going to cast a level 3 empowered Thunderwave.
Nice. You notice that it's starting to rotate rapidly, and the blade is starting to lure into motion.
Alright. 13 plus 16 is 29. 29 points of thundering damage, Constitution save, DC 15.
+4 to con. It rolls a 14. That is, it's with the bonus. That's it.
29 points of thundering damage, and she's going to squeeze her spell storing ring and then disappear in a puff of smoke as she misty steps back into the deck, or the door's still open, into the door.
Nice. That has just saved her life.
I just wanted to ask you a clarifying question, because it could determine how much damage I just did the last round. So, slow is a concentration spell, as is the minute meteors.
Okay.
But I didn't. I mean, technically, I did cast it, but it was through the wand. So, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Because it's a wand. You're not required to be a spellcaster to use that spell, so I'm going to... Done deal. We'll worry about it next time. Anyway, Alia, you managed to actually destroy that thing. It flies apart with bits of metal go into the deck all over the place. You don't see this, of course. You've misty stepped away. So there's only five now, and they're all slowed.
I will have Rot. Rot can fix that.
Sure.
Does Rot arrive at the deck now?
Yep.
Just moving in slowly.
Yeah. Essentially, I mean, imagine like when you turn on a blender and the little blade thingy down below goes whoo. Imagine if you took that out magically, just suspended it in the air without the rest of the blender parts. That's how dangerous they look.
Okay.
It's like, oh, it's so pretty.
Does Rot get an action, or do you just...
And now I have no hand!
Yeah. That's move action.
He's gonna realize that these are no good and pull out his long sword and go to attempt to smash one at the start of his next turn.
A sword!
Yeah.
How quaint. Okay. Hola! So they are still quite a ways out. So, as I said, everybody gets another ranged attack on these things before they come into melee. So you could double move and intercept, or you could ready until one of them gets close.
He's going to ready until one of them gets close.
All right. So as of next round, Raw will automatically get to attack. If there's any of them left, everyone else gets to... Oh, what's Duncan doing? Did you already cast a spell?
I cast Eldritch Blast twice.
Okay. So, top of the round.
All right, top of the round. I will look at the minute. Can I tell which ones are damaged the most, or do they not really show anywhere?
It's hard to tell because they're all iron. Two of them seem less damaged than another two. One of them seems a bit more damaged.
All right, I'll shoot out a firebolt at that one. Just a simple cantrip.
Okay. You know that this is going to be resistant to fire. Thanks to your law check before.
Okay, then. Instead, I will... I mean, that's really all I've got. Oh, no, wait! No, I don't want to drop... So yeah, I am going to cast Mage Armor on myself instead, and shoot another two, my last two, minute missiles.
Okay.
That's 9.
They all fail apart from one.
So that's 14 points of damage, half to the one that succeeded. Where did Alia transport to?
Back inside, or to the door,
Just behind.
whichever one
Just
was
behind.
closer.
Just behind us. So they're gonna have to go through me and Duncan.
Yep. And 7. Fuck off. All right. So, when does the slow wear off?
A minute.
Oh, do they get another saving throw?
They do not.
What?
Hold on, wait.
They get an additional save at the end of their
At the end of its turn. At the end of its turn.
Wisdom save.
What was the DC?
16.
Okay, one of them has saved.
All right.
That's the least damaged one. Makes sense. Okay, so they're in melee range now, and their target, being Alia, has disappeared. So who is do you think is the closest other target which has been aggressive to them? That's you. Okay, so they make... what happens when they're slowed? Do they only get one attack per round?
Yep.
Lucky you, otherwise they'd have 3. Mind you, the one that's not slowed anymore does get to make 3 attacks. Are you immune to being eviscerated? Or flensed? Or flayed? Okay.
No.
Because they just rolled an incredible spread of 19, 19, and 18 on the dice.
Then I am going to cast Shield as a reaction, and none of them hit. My AC is 20 now.
Oh, that's 19 on the dice.
Oh. Okay.
They also have plus 6 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Yeah.
That's the slowed ones. The one that's not slowed.
Alright.
Okay, I rolled 1 4 and a 17 and a 19.
Alright. Here comes my death.
Oh yeah, this is going to be extremely painful. So they're hitting you with the blades, which is the 1d8 plus 3 slashing damage, and you've just
Here comes
taken
my death.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright.
Hang on, let me just get my calculator. Oh, you might live.
Probably not. I don't have that much health. I'm a wizard, my boy. D6.
It's only a total of 38 damage.
I'm unconscious.
Okay. So, to those of you who are witnessing this, Mark is out on the deck going pew pew pew, and then they just go, and there's bits of fabric and a feather, and bits of components just go scattering across the deck, and then he just lands in a steaming pile, going twitch, 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 twitch. He seems to be still alive-ish. You can see his exposed pumping mechanisms are still working. But otherwise, he's going to need extensive remodeling.
You do see what looks like blood.
Oh yeah, alchemical stuff goes spraying all over the place.
Does Rourke get his ready to action? Or...
Oh yes, yes he does.
Gonna chop at it with his longsword for a 18.
Yeah, hits.
Dealing 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Do you have a strength bonus?
That's it. 4 points. That's my. I rolled a 1 plus 3.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunate.
Hey, any damage is good damage. Okay. So that also confirms that you are the next target. Duncan.
Is he?
What? Did you want to move away or?
Is my turn start or anything like that?
Oh, it's your turn.
He's going to move up to Mark.
Okay.
And if he gets another action, then he'll press a Cure Wounds into him.
Yeah, okay.
You recover 4 hit points.
Plus your wisdom.
Yeah, that's. I rolled a 2.
Consistency. Hey man, any healing is good healing.
How would an immovable rod localize itself to be immovable in regards to the ship or in regards to the wider universe?
Oh. I'm going to rule it that it aligns itself with the gravity of the ship, so yes, it would be in regards to the ship. Because
they should really clarify that.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's just a nuclear explosion.
Yeah. You could like anchor it in space, and it would just go and just barge all of the spheres. But no.
I'm going to position it between the spheres and Rot and stick it out, click that button, and get the hell away from it.
Okay. So these spheres, once they've reached the ship, they've gone and they've landed on the ground. Did I make that clear?
Mm-hmm.
That they're not flying? Okay. Cool. Okay. Does anybody else have any actions? Alia.
Alia is going to, if something gets close to her, she's going to ready another Thunder Wave.
Yep. Don't forget that you've got one level of exhaustion as well.
Yep.
So you've got disadvantage on your ability checks.
She's just readying her Thunder Wave at the doorway. And she's radiating. Irradiating.
So your tooth feeling loose. Okay. Yeah, you're radiating all the time now. You're not safe to be around. Okay. The spheres get to make their action.
Wait, I don't get my next turn?
You get your death save?
I didn't get... it didn't come back to my turn yet.
Oh, hasn't it?
No.
Okay. Your turn.
So, on my turn, I am going to...
Best
cast,
DM.
I am going to cast... yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cast... Misty Step, and I'm going to get out of there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to And then I'm going to use my action to use the Wand of Wonder again, hoping for something. Oh God. And as I cast it out, grass grows on the ground in a 60-foot radius around the target.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's a lawnmower.
Look,
It's a
biologicals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a point. They are currently programmed to target biologicals first.
Boosh.
We win!
Mows the grass.
One of them, the least damaged one that's not slowed, makes the distinction that the grass is not sentient or harmful. The other three decide that the grass must die. So concentrate their attacks on the grass and destroy it. The one that's remaining goes after Rort. And since it's not slowed, it's going to make 3 attacks.
There would be an immovable rod between it and Rot.
That's true. I'm going to give it a dex check.
-1 to that.
It's fine.
Or -2. Sorry.
It goes just around. Spins like BB-8.
Damn it, BB-8.
So this one uses... Oh, shit. The sphere extends a metal rod from one of its many facets and fires a bolt of lightning in a 20-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Thank you, Rort.
He got a 17 on the dice, which is an 18.
Nice! Okay, so you take half of this damage, which is 4d10 lightning damage. $12. Divide by 2 equals 13 points of damage.
13. Okay.
Yep. It would have actually done more damage if it had used melee attacks. Okay, behind you though, because you go, wah, dive out of the way, it goes, and lightning bolts one of the doorways into the central compartment of into the inside of the ship, and that is sufficient amounts of damage to blow the door off its hinges.
Unfortunate.
There is another klaxon, and Steve goes, "What's going on?"
I tell Steve what's going on, what the things are that we're dealing with. Do
Busy!
we not have any internal defenses?
You are the internal defenses.
If only we had Alpha 5, he would know what to do.
Oh, shit.
Personally, I think Mr. Fibble would have been able to handle this.
You leave Alpha 5 and Mr. Fibble out of this.
Flibble.
Fibble.
You know how particular he was about his name. Okay. That's them. So, Mark.
Yes. What was that?
Oh, that's me applying spot hot glue.
Oh, yeah. With my roll, would I know whether or not sleep would be effective on them? Because you said they were elemental beings, so...
Yeah, they'd be immune. Charmed, exhaustion, frightened, poison, prone.
Do metal balls sleep?
Yeah.
Well, he said they were.
What do they dream?
All right. Since my meteors are gone, I'm going to cast haste on. I'm going to cast haste on. Rot.
Okay.
I'm going to say, "You've
Good call.
got this." And then, as a bonus action, I am going to cower in fear with my wounds.
Is that a magical sword that you've got wrought?
Just a normal longsword.
Okay, that does half damage to them, by the way.
Okay.
But you've
My
got 2
4
attacks
became a
now.
2.
It is Rourt's turn, I believe.
What, did you not
Rourt's-
take any magic items on
Rourt's
creation?
going to flex, or whatever it is that Warforged do, to act as second wind, and he's going to get back 14 hit points.
Nice. Rourt, that's a good point. Do you have any magical items on you?
Nope. And
Okay,
then
you do
he's-
have a magical longsword.
Okay. And then he's going to action surge and use his bonus action for the second wind. And he's going to action surge, so he gets a hasted attack. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You
And
get,
then
you,
if I-
that would make it so. That would be 4 attacks.
4 attacks? Okay.
3 or 4. Go for it. I'll give you a +1 on that sword.
So that's... Okay, it's a +1, so that's 14.
They're slowed.
Right. 14 to hit, 19 to hit, 12 to hit, and 10 to hit.
Okay, so I believe 2 of those will hit.
Okay, so that's... One of them takes 8 damage, one of them takes 6 damage.
Okay, you have destroyed 2 of them.
Oh,
I'd like to slice it open like an egg.
Sure. Whirring clockwork and crystals go spraying out all over the place.
You have no place on this ship.
that was a good one.
The remaining sphere says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was under the impression you were invading our territory. Oh, what a mistake. Let me just dust this." Takes out the half brush.
And then he's going to move towards the lawnmowers, and that will end his turn.
Right. Yeah, the lawnmower's like. Nice. Duncan.
I will materialize a Vector Corbin that no one's seen for a long time out of the earth. Move to the nearest one and cast Booming Blade.
Nice. Okay, so the closest
Check
one
for
to you
rocks above you.
is the non-slowed one. Do your worst.
I hit it.
Excellent. Pay attention, Rort. This is what real damage looks like.
Uh, 17 total.
Okay. Okay. That significantly damaged it. So you've got 2 of them left. Both of them look pretty damaged. And it is Ali's turn.
Alia's still going to just ready in action for a Thunder Wave if something comes close.
Okay.
And that's it.
Nothing's close. Although she did hear the door blow off its hinges. Okay.
More into self-preservation at the moment than helping the weird robots who captured her.
Yeah, that's true. So you get Rort and Mark get an opportunity attack against the two remaining ones as they blow past, going inside the ship.
20 total.
I don't have anything to hit it with.
I know. That's why I didn't say. You can make a melee attack with a fist.
All right.
Is your fist magical?
Natural 20!
Roll a d4, please. Half damage. Oh, it's a crit, so it's, 2d?
It's
2d4.
doubled and then halved.
Yeah, so that's 4 plus 3, so 7.
Strength bonus?
Yeah, okay, cool. Hold on. Let's get this for you. That's gonna be, So that was 7 points of damage. Now it's 5. So cool, thanks. so 5 halves, 2.
Okay. It has another side effect, though.
Oh, I take damage from punching it?
No, it's stopped. Because you've gone and essentially clotheslined it. It's stopped and is now regarding you as its primary threat.
Awesome.
It makes an attack.
All right.
Next round. What's the other? Rort, what did you get?
20 to hit, dealing 8 damage.
Okay. Good. 9. So
this is,
that one,
the slowed ones, right?
yeah, you've hit the slowed one. The non-slowed one is the one that Rort just hit, and it's just blown past him. And is now making a beeline towards Alia, so she can make another Thunder Wave attack.
Ooh, that's pretty good. She does 7 and 8. That's 15 points of thundering damage, save for half, DC 15. Pushed back 10 feet if they fail.
Oh,
It explodes.
yeah, it would have taken booming blade damage from moving as well. So
Right. Yeah, it explodes. So we have a nice wall decoration of embedded machine parts and all the mahogany and other stuff. You got
My
one.
ship.
You got one left. I'm going to say versus the slow. Still not saving against the slow. So it makes one attack against Rort.
I thought it was attacking me.
Sorry, Mark. Misses. And on the next round, you polish it off.
I punch it.
Yeah, punch it in the sensor. The ship goes, does an arcing turn, and avoids the rest of the minefield of iron spheres.
Rort.
Whereupon, Steve says, "Everybody all right?"
No.
Rort's going to collect and alphabetize all the pieces of these exploded robots.
Yep.
As he does.
So the power sources that provide the oomph for the lightning charge are actually really, really handy because that's the sort of components that Warforged use.
yeah, I want to make a robot.
Nice. Essentially, these power crystals can be used by the Warforged as what's the next step up from a healing potion?
Greater healing potion?
Greater healing potion.
I am in pain. Life is suffering.
I give the wizard a greater healing potion lightning bottle thing.
Nice.
You
Rort,
see-
you
Had
You rolled
you
pretty-
almost killed by the Genasi virginity taken?
what was that?
It's your first time to almost get killed by the Genasi.
Oh yeah.
It's my 6th or 7th. It's
Got a series of notches. Rort, you also know, thanks, I think it was it Rort or Mark who did the pretty good lore check on the spheres? Okay, Mark, you know that in the center of that minefield, there's a controlling boss iron sphere, which has got the equivalent of an all-spark crystal inside it.
Curiosity.
Which means if you fought your way somehow through all of those iron spheres, you would essentially grab a crystal that would level your character up.
Aren't you bring a Warforged to life with one of those? Is it like a resurrect? Okay.
Yeah. It's like a plot device. You can do one awesome thing.
I tell all of them, at the center of the mines, there is an all-spark crystal. Maybe when we are finished with this package, we could get revenge for...
Do you say that within earshot of Steve?
Yes.
Steve says, I could have a body again.
You could have a please just drive us safely again.
Rort says, Navigator, make note of these coordinates.
Oh, I've made note.
You know, we could just tow the Genasi behind on a rope. And it'll just draw them all in.
It's true.
I would not feel comfortable doing that.
I would just wait till you almost get killed 4 or 5 more times.
Steve is seriously considering it. She's gonna die anyway.
She is a sentient being. She does
I know.
deserve
It's
that.
tragic. It's terrible, but useful. I've been without body for a very long time.
And you will continue to be without a body until you have learned the error of your ways.
Also, who let her out of confinement?
Error of your ways. I did.
You
She was sick, and I was going to investigate the way she was looking, and then she ran off, and I just followed her. And
well, I suppose you made yourself useful.
so I want to do a medicine check on her now to kind of figure out like where she's at.
Questioning my morality about using her for a purpose, and what have you done? Took her out and pointed her at a bunch of landmines.
Right,
I want to circle around the
is
ship and make sure there isn't a mine burrowing into our sweet ship.
Very good point.
That is a 16 for a medicine check on Alia.
There is no extra mines. So she looks like she's going to die in about 3 days.
Unfortunate. I do not let her know this.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're wonderful.
That'll buff right out.
It'll come out in the wash. Just like
Yeah. Bit of spackle.
use as much of your power as you can right now.
We'll just put some putty in there.
And I go over to
Sand it
Duncan and
back.
I say, "May I speak with you in private?"
With his arms full of robot parts. Sure, of course.
All right, so I take him to a private room, and as soon as we close the door, I'm just like, "Your friend is going to die."
Oh, is that all?
Oh, I figured you would be more emotional about this.
Nah.
I had my emotions removed.
Very well. That is all I wished to say. If we could fix her, if we took her to a healer.
I suppose I owe her at least that much.
Okay. Everyone, there's no other incidences that happen, so everyone gets a long rest. Alia takes another level of exhaustion.
I want to fiddle with the flamethrower and the Warforged armor that I found last
Sure.
session.
You can install the flamethrower unit in your arm. Essentially, it does this pretty much the same as a hand crossbow, except fire.
Ooh.
and it makes a genuine pew sound. Pew. I don't know if you remember Battlestar Galactica, but it makes the same pew noise as the lasers.
Is it dexterity to shoot, or is it intelligence?
Dexterity. It's a point and shoot.
I don't need it for a weapon, but I do like trinkets.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that you don't have to reload it per se. You can just shoot it as a quick.
Excellent.
And you can't be disarmed unless they take it off your arm. You literally have to be disarmed.
Yeah.
I'll install it. This sounds fun.
Oh boy. And I want to take a few of the robotic bits and see if I can't begin working on making that collar of adaptation.
Okay.
Would that be like a Arcana check?
Yeah, with disadvantage because these parts are really not designed for.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that inspiration to give myself advantage then.
All right. Well, it would just even it out.
Yeah. All right. Goal. That's a natural fucking 20, me boys. I wonder what it would have. That would have been a natural 1 had I rolled with disadvantage.
What does the collar do?
So it just makes it to where an organic life form can breathe while attuned to it in any environment.
Protects it from perishing from bad air environments.
Okay, so you've fashioned a life support for Alia.
No, absolutely not.
Then
It's
what
a
use is
collar.
it?
It is a collar.
It was for the termites, if any are left.
Oh, I
No,
see.
no.
Technically, you could use this for Alia, but you're not using it for Alia, are you?
No. You know what I'm using this for.
Well, I leave it up to you to describe.
So there is. So, while everyone is like just in the common room, like just waiting for the ship to arrive, Mark comes up with what could only be described as a grin on his face as he has this collar with the letter T dangling down from the front of it. And he says, "It is finished. I have done it. I can finally bring Terry back." And he snaps his finger, and from around his neck, a ferret walks its way down his arm, and he says, "Here we go, Terry." And he puts the collar around Terry's neck.
Nice. Could I get a Constitution saving throw from Terry, please?
Absolutely. That's a natural 11.
Nice. Terry has a lethal dose of radiation poisoning.
Hold on. Let me... He's fine. He's Fey. He's used to that kind of stuff.
So he's got one level of exhaustion.
So that is a 10. He'll be fine. I can resummon him. But he'll die slowly. Then you can resummon.
No,
as soon as he has the collar on, I just snap and he goes back into the Fey, and he's fine.
I need to emphasize how much radiation there is on the ship right now.
Right.
A glowing cloud of vaporized uranium. wafting down the ship,
I
enough to instantly irradiate a Genasi, a fire Genasi.
But he's like just a bunch of spirits, and so like once he's out of here, he's no longer like really affected by any of the stuff that's affecting him.
So he takes a lungful of radiation back to the Feywild with him. Goes,
yeah.
A fairy dies. Okay.
A very important, well-connected fairy.
Yeah.
Perishes.
Rort categorizes all the robot parts that he collected with the bones of the Sphinx that he alphabetized.
Mm-hmm.
So he stacks them up neatly into organized piles.
Nice. You determined that you could actually make some form of a blending of components and Sphinx bones. Possibly fashion yourself a set of mechanical wings.
Also, how many greater healing potion relative things did I find?
Oh, there's 6.
6. Okay, so I'll give him 1 to the wizard. I'll give 1 to Duncan, and I'll keep 4 on myself.
Okay.
Remember, they're greater healing potions, but only for Warforged.
I'm sure Alia wants one.
I want to make a phlegmatic.
I imagine that they deal like 44 thunder damage or lightning damage to normal creatures.
You could fashion a melee grenade.
A melee grenade? That sounds like the worst idea.
So you just like pull pin, throw, it goes whee, and everything within 5 foot adjacent takes melee damage from slashing.
Okay, I thought you meant like you put a strap on it, and whenever you punch something, it pulls the pin.
It's like if you you took the glass bit broke the glass bit of a blender, jug smashes, turn the blender on, and throw it with extension cord. Catch! Wah! You know,
What about launching it from an integrated underslung hand crossbow?
Yeah, something like that. You just wheel it out like a Ghostbuster trap, except it's an upturned lawnmower. Don't want to step on that.
No.
Okay, so everybody takes a long rest.
Alright.
Oh,
and
I would cast Mirror Image on my Amulet of Spell Storing before this rest.
Good. Okay. So everybody's kind of busy during your long rest.
Okay, hold on.
Constructing.
So we've taken 2 long rests so far?
Yep.
Alright, so my my Wand of Wonders is completely recharged.
Great. Alia, you've got another level of exhaustion.
It's
Another, so I'm
3?
3rd level now?
Yep.
Okay, Alia's...
So your disadvantage on attack and saving throws, speed half, disadvantage on ability checks.
Next, your speed becomes 0.
Yep, you become
Forever.
bedridden.
No, the next one, my hit points are...
hit points.
Next
hit
one,
points
speed
are
is
halved.
0, and the next one is death.
Yeah. Hit points halved is when you start bleeding internally.
So I'm going to complain to Duncan loudly.
I don't know if you can do anything loudly right now.
Oh no, she can't.
I mean,
As loud as she can get. She says that something's wrong with the ship. She's pretty sure it's cursed.
Did somebody say something?
Yes, Alia's complaining to you.
Okay.
She said the ship is cursed.
I don't know what I could do.
Oh, that's right. When Duncan was crawling around on the outside of the ship looking for any extra damage or mines crawling through it, he discovered that the nameplate on the front of the ship is called Generator. Strange name for a ship. distinctly
Maybe I
more
can rig
polished.
up a device. Put her in stasis? I don't know. Oh, Steve mentioned decontaminating us. What does that process entail?
Oh, we'll when we get back to an atmosphere, we can essentially just purge everything. So when we arrive at our destination, I should be able to decontaminate pretty quickly. Particularly in that location.
It should only be a little over 2 days, 3 days.
Have you discussed with the prisoner about using her ability to boost our speed?
Oh, no.
She was in not the best place to discuss things when she was on board, but I'm sure if we told her that we could get her safe faster.
Maybe if I told her, it might go down better.
Have you tried speaking with her?
No, I'd like to meet her.
All right, go ahead.
Steve's in the nice chair though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alia is her hair has become like a smoldering candle, and her red Orsha skin is like going like a pale off orange.
Sure. Your normal like glow of your eyes has got a greenish tinge to it now, like a Simpsons control rod green.
Okay.
She's growing a third arm.
But you're still dressed pretty well.
Yeah.
I
Hello.
wonder if that's still fashionable.
I get approach. So Alia is told to go talk to the chair.
Sure. So Steve looks, he's pretty dapper, like he's in perfect condition, Warforged. He's like a diplomatic model, so he looks kind of C-3PO-ish to your eyes.
Oh, another one of your little metal friends. He looks see-through.
Yes, I'm not corporeal.
So, do you know why I'm so cursed on this ship?
Yes, unfortunately, you've been poisoned due to. If you see behind us here, the device that we loaded up with those metal cylinders when we took off. Those are very hazardous to your kind, and one of them vaporized and poisoned the atmosphere, which you're now breathing. So you have a limited amount.
She internally blames Duncan for this.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we have a very limited time to survive. I'm pretty sure we should be able to fix you once we get to our location. But in the meantime, I have a suggestion for you. By powering the same pipes in the background here that those rods are connected to, you should be able to channel your heat through them and boost the speed that the ship can attain.
Well, that's one thing I'm good at, right? Making heat. Well, how do I do this?
I thought it might be beneficial to you to feel like you're contributing instead of just sitting around and concentrating on your illness.
Where do I need to go? What do I need to do then?
Just pull a chair in and sit in the back there and concentrate and do your heat thing on those pipes. Don't worry about me, I should be fine.
She sits on the chair and she's worried if this is a trap, but given her condition, she hopes she's going to blow everyone up and kill everyone as revenge. So she's going to empower third level spell, push everything she can into this chair.
So the once plush, nice pilot's chair, the leather smolders and catches on fire. The door seals down automatically to protect from flame. traveling everywhere through the ship. As we know, though, there's no other components and stuff like that in the helm's room, aside from a few dials and controls on the actual chair itself. And the ship noticeably lurches into a greater speed as you start burning spell slots. And from the outside perspective, the ship sort of rears back a little bit and actually racks up a little bit of rainbow, which sprays out behind it in a very angry burst of rainbow. It's a ship. It's a ship.
Angry burst of rainbow.
The ship, from the perspective of everybody else, like there's an angel which is flying through the phlogiston, and the clouds of rainbow gas in front of it just burst apart as this thing goes.
Yeah, it's the Red Dwarf.
No, that
song.
was the Nyan Cat song.
I know,
because it's got a rainbow behind it.
No, I'm saying like as it all fades, you just hear do 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 do.
Yeah, the angel's just like.
She's going to melt all her second and first level spell slots and convert them into third level spell slots.
Right.
So that she can constantly power the ship as much as she can with third levels, with all of her magic.
So you see Steve, who momentarily destabilized there because the helm actually did take a little bit of damage. He reappears and he's wearing a pair of sunglasses. He goes, "Wow! Look at that!" He's materialized a minor image of a speed dial and a rev counter, which is like redlining right now. Whoa! That is way better than I thought it was. We're going to be there in a couple of hours. He's shouting it is no way. Everybody else, the ship appears to be shaking apart. And the phlogiston is ripping past the ship in a smear. And we will rejoin our heroes in the next session as they arrive. What?
Level 6?
No, you don't level. No. Weren't you already level 6? I thought you were.
No, we're level 5.
No.
What do you think, viewers? Give me a vote down below. If you think that they should level up, give this video a like and comment. And we will rejoin them as they re-enter into an atmosphere, as they plummet into the plane of fire and across a great basaltic rock edifice floating on the edge of a molten sea is the fabulous City of Brass.